Today, it's a limited palette landscape using gouache paint. And the limited palette is Paynes gray, but you could use black. But I used Paynes gray and white, and then, as you can tell, yellow and blue. Two shades of yellow, really, just like lemon yellow and yellow ochre, and a light blue. And the blue and the yellow obviously will make a shade of green depending on how you mix them. And I mixed the Paynes gray with the green to make it darker in places, and the white with the Paynes gray to make a sort of a light blue, but you'll see. Anyway, it's kind of fun to limit the palette, to limit the number of colors that you're working with, and that's what I did here. Just for simple landscape, I wanted to experiment with it, and you'll see that at one point I even wasn't sure if I even wanted to add the color. There was a point in the development of this painting where, and you'll see it, the Paynes gray and the white are all I used, and then I painted over it with the yellows and the blues and the greens. When I go back and look at I took a photo of the gouache Paynes gray and white, and then of course I took a photo of the finished one with the yellow and the green. Anyway, thank you for watching, for the kind words, for the comments, and for subscribing. And let me show you how I painted this one. Limited palette landscape. Good morning. I want to do a little bit of an experiment here. The limited palette experiment using Paynes gray mostly with white. So this is Paynes gray. Here on my palette I have Paynes gray and white. And then I have yellow ochre, lemon yellow, and sky blue. So basically I'm using blue and yellow to create some greens, and then some white and Paynes gray to do the bulk of the work. I just want to see how this works out. So let's start out with a light. All I'm doing, I'm not going to touch the blue. Basically I'm doing a black and white picture, if that makes sense. But I'm going to add color to it, back in the old days, you know, when they used to use paint to make black and white pictures, color pictures. So I'm just going to try something here. So Paynes gray has a hint of blue. I always think it looks like it's got a little bit of blue in it. So I'm going to just use a little bit of Paynes gray and white it down, lighten it up a lot with the white, and kind of get the top of this page with that little bit of Paynes gray. Paynes gray goes a long way. Paynes gray is kind of like red. Although not quite, red goes far. Here, red is the color that you gotta be careful with. Anyway, how you guys doing? It is Thursday, January 30th, the second to the last day of the month, the first month of the year, almost over. Yeah. There's horrible news with the airplane crash in the Potomac. I don't know any details about it, and I don't want to say much other than I feel so bad for everybody involved, and I believe in the power of prayer. So I guess the best thing you can do with prayer in this case is to pray for the people who probably are the survivors. All right, let's just kind of create a little bit of a composition here. There's a little something here. I'm basically just trying to figure out what I want to do with the water. I want kind of a watery, I want a reflection going on here. So this will be my reflecting area. Yeah, I'm just using the Paynes gray. And a very soft brush, by the way. Very soft. I don't think that really matters, though. It's just your preference. So today, Robin is going to go with her mom and go to the library and one of her mom's friends, and they're going to watch a young lady sing. And I've seen this young lady sing before. She's beautiful. Her voice is beautiful. And she does songs like from the 40s. She's got a very cool style. I like her style. I think I've seen her play ukulele. I'm not sure if she plays piano or not, but she plays ukulele. Alright, so what am I doing? Well, a lot of this white I'm going to probably turn into yellow later on, so let's not worry about that too much, because I really prefer it to be yellow. Alright, let's just make this like a regular landscape. The darks and the lights. It's a very limited palette. That's the idea, is to limit the palette and try to do it almost like a black and white and then add color later on. I know I said that already, didn't I? I'm repeating myself. I must be getting old. I'm not getting old. I am old. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing. Some of my favorite people were old. My grandfather was old. Some of my favorite people were old. Hey, I like that. I like that. I'm going to use that. I'm old, but you know, some of my favorite people have been old. That's a good. Hey, we should use that. I'm going to make a t-shirt. I'm old, but some of my favorite people have been old. Okay. So, oh, by the way, speaking of t-shirts, have you ever tried to use your art like to sell things like t-shirts? I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I was watching a video at this artist, and she takes her artwork and she makes t-shirts out of the artwork, and it's probably, you know, I'm saying that I've not done that, but I truly, when I think about it, I have done it, because I put my art on Redbubble. Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah, and they sell t-shirts. I wonder if anybody's ever bought my art on t-shirts. That I don't know. That I'm not sure of. Do you hear the bird outside? Wow, real pretty song of the bird. I like listening to the birds. I don't know if this is going to start to look like anything right away. I don't know. I haven't done a limited palette. Well, I used to do limited palette all the time, because when you're doing pencil, you know, regular graphite pencil, you're doing limited palette because the pencil only has one color. So yes, I've done limited palette, but not like this a whole lot. This is kind of an experiment for me. You know what? I'm going to use a stiffer brush. I'm going to use a stiffer brush. I think I need a little bit more. Yeah, that works. So what I just did is I switched brushes from a very soft, what do you call that brush again? Sable? Very soft sable brush. To a stiff brush. I don't know what material this is. And a lot of this, the water area, this whole area here is going to be water. So a lot of this water area will be greenish or bluish, depending on how I visualize it. Yeah, it's very much like a gray and white picture. Black and white leaning on the gray. Well, black and white pictures are really gray and white. Unless it's a sepia picture, then it's like brown and white. Brown and white. That would be a cool way to limit the palette too. Just brown and white. Now it's a lot of dry brush. A lot of dry brush right now. Some more light. Okay, let's just stop there. And let's add some thin lines now to make some trees, and we'll do it still with just the Paynes gray and the white. Paynes gray and white. I look for a brush that I think would work. Looking for a little stiffer brush. Oh, that's a stiff brush right there. Alright, let's just take some of that Paynes gray and see if we can make some silhouettes of some trees here. Just using the Paynes gray pure from the tube. There's some trees there. Let me get a smaller brush now. Get some of these smaller, more distant trees here. It's very wintry looking, isn't it? We get some more Paynes gray. I'm running out of Paynes gray. All right. Well, if we left it like that, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a picture of it as it looks right now, because you never know. Maybe later on I'll wish I hadn't added color. But now I'm ready to add the color, I feel. But I also want to preserve what that looks like, just like that, because that's kind of cool. But it's wintry looking. And I don't want a wintry looking picture today. But I kind of like that look, so I'm going to take a picture of it. And then I'll have it. And I'll say to myself, why didn't I leave it like that? Okay. So So now I think I'll add the color. And let's see if this works. So what did I want to do? I think I'm going to use, if I have I'm kind of liking the way the stiff brush is working. So let me find another stiff one. This one looks stiff. Oh yeah, that's a stiff brush. Yeah. All right, well, let's take some, let's see, where do I start here? Let me take some of this yellow ochre first, just as it is, and start to add some of that, because it's very close to the tone that's already on there. Let's add some of this here and here, just a little bit. Add it onto it. Now what I want to do is take some of this blue and this yellow, and I'm going to make a green. I'll add some burnt umber, some Paynes gray into it. I'll make a very dark green. Let me make a couple of shades of green there. Let's just make some green there. Yeah, some very dark green there. That very dark green, just kind of dab it in there. All right, let's go for this yellow now. Let's see if the yellow does what I hope it does. I want it to brighten some of these distant trees here. I'm gonna need more yellow. More yellow. I'm gonna need more. Let me get some more yellow. Let's get some of that blue onto that water now. Make that water a little bit blue. You know what? I think I'm done. So what do you think? The limited palette landscape in gouache using Paynes gray and white and different shades of green, really, once you mix them all together, and some blue. I think I'll keep it like that. Alright, well, thank you for watching. And this is, by the way, page number 40 in my art journal. Talk to you later.